Good evening, everybody, and welcome to V-Speed Racing Network here in the Rebels Truck Series, the Hardline Transport Solutions Rebels Truck Series. That is going to be a good one tonight. It's a cutoff race. We've made it to the end of the regular season, and we are set to set the field for the final three races, but two-race playoff as we get to see who's going to be the champion of this particular season, which has been really an incredible season. It's been a lot of ups and downs. Early first race of the season, 4 wide, coming to the white flag, and a pass in the grass, a little door banging action at the start-finish line, the checkered flag to start the season. Last week, more fireworks as we continue to push the limit here in Hardline Transport Solutions Truck Series. As it continues to heat up. It gets more and more exciting. Last week at New Hampshire, just what some might call a dumpster fire of cautions. Hard to pass. Guys really doing whatever they can to get the win. Very, very tough, hard-fought race, and man, it's going to be a good one here tonight as we're taking on Legacy Atlanta. You see on your screen, and boy, it's going to be a real exciting race. Take a look at your point standings right now. Michael Costa sits atop right now with 442 points, but where we need to pay attention is right around that number 10 spot. Stephon Davis has it. Lucas Lyons, Curtis Sovereign, James Nelson, Chuck Phelps, they all want it as they're just a few points behind, and we got plenty of drivers here tonight to make that happen. So going to be watching those folks as we go on through this race. You're not winning in. So Jeremiah Holt not in this thing. Lucas Lyon not in it. Going to have to fight your way into it. So going to be a fun one here tonight to see who is going to make it into the final 10s. We'll take a look at the schedule and see. Tonight, Legacy Atlanta, and then you got Rockingham and Texas to set the final 5 for the Championship 5 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's going to be an incredible race. Gridding just starting to get rolling, as we'll see in just a few seconds. And yeah, we're about to set the grid here, so let's go ahead and get into the Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner. We'll jump right into the grid and see who's going to start on the top spot here tonight. Tracy Passons is going to be your Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner, so congratulations to Tracy. As we're going to get right into the grid, we got a lot of drivers to go through, so we're going to have to get through it pretty quickly. Michael Kostick, your points leader, going to start outside of row number 1. Row number 2 going to be Andy Kurtz, Garrett Kinder. I mean, all familiar faces up here up front. Andy Kurtz, Garrett Kinder, I mean, they are Atlanta Legacy lovers, and we should expect to see them up front all night long. Jonathan Cofield, they're in the 5th position with Steve McDonald with a great start position there in 6th. 7th going to be Alan Nash and Kyle Roberts, another couple of fellas that we're going to see up front all race long, I would imagine. Chuck Phelps with a great top 10 starting position. Aaron Adcock in the 10th spot. Travis Weaver going to start in 11th. Josh Lokovitz going to start there in the 12th position. Go ahead and get into show you a little bit what's going on in the game as they're getting ready to get gridded up. Trying to do 2 things at one time. Brett Beaver going to start in the 13th spot. Jeremiah Holt in 14th. 15th going to be Brandon Wallace with Alex Veith in the 16th position. 17th going to be Tyler Rice, Mickey Isaac in 18th. 19th, Lucas Lyons and James Nelson going to start in the 20th spot. Stephon Davis, your bubble driver, going to start 21st. Can he get to the front? I bet he can. Kenneth Pack going to be in the 22nd position. Charles Stevens going to start in 23rd. 24th, Greg Barnett. 25th, Matt Clement. Curtis Sovereign in the 26th spot. 27th going to be Mike Veith with Tommy Osborne on the outside of him. And then rounding out your field is going to be Gary Wright in that number 21 Chevrolet as they start rolling off here from the grid. All right, well, it is, it is go time, and I cannot wait to watch this one play out. Legacy Atlanta, I mean, we all know it and love it. Before they changed it to a super speedway and, 1.5 milers, got a lot of bumps, can kind of work multiple lanes. These trucks are really going to take to this track. I think it's one of the best combos that you'll get in the series. fixed setups, 100 laps, total tire sets for one fast repair as always. Gonna need it if you get into the wall. Want to try to stay off of that if you can. And we'll take a look at our driver count. It's got a bunch of folks in here. The usual players got Mike V, Brandon Wallace, Chuck Phelps, Tyler Rice, Aaron Adcock, Alan Nash, Charles Stevens Jr., and Kyle Roberts there. So we'll be watching them as they try to make it happen. And man, we're getting ready to get this thing rolling. Michael Kostick, Tracy Passon's going to lead us down to the green flag. Pace truck is off. 100 laps here in Atlanta. Who's going to come away with the win? Most importantly, who's going to make it into the final 10 here tonight? As they come through to take the second lap, Tracy Passons has the lead, and Andy Kurt's going to be there in the second spot. They're going to settle in here as Michael Kostick going to fall back to the fourth position as they come roaring off of turn number 2. And we're going to see what these trucks can really do is, man, you see Garrett Kinder there already looking to try to make a move here on Andy Kurtz. He's getting a run here. We'll see if he takes it to the inside. He is looking down to the inside, so he will drive below the 5 and take that spot. The 5 really didn't fight there as he doesn't want to be freight trained there. So Garrett Kinder already up to the second position, moving pretty quickly as he's going to jump right up to the high side. Don't know if he meant to jump up there, but he is trying it out here early, as that's going to make it almost 3 wide here down the front straightaway. You got Andy Kurtz there in the middle, Michael Kostick on the bottom. Garrett's going to have the run he needs, but now it's Andy Kurtz and Michael Kostick, and you got Jonathan Cofield there waiting in the wings to see if they can kind of settle this thing. Tracy Passon's out to an early lead, and we've got a couple drivers already coming down pit road. So must have had. We do need to talk about that. That is my fault completely. You're seeing some drivers out front here that are about to go a lap down. We had quite a few penalties from last week. Like I said, last week a little bit of an odd race with a lot of cautions, 17 cautions to be exact. And you're seeing Curtis Sauber in there go a lap down. This will be his 3rd lap down that he will go down, as we'll take a look at him right here. I mean, he's had to go down pit road and serve a penalty, 30-second hold. So those drivers will go 2 laps down. Stephon Davis, Lucas Lyons, 10th and 11th in the standings coming into this race. That is a big hole to have to climb out of, but the admins thought that they played a little rough last week, and so that was the penalty that was given to them. So they're going to have a lot of work to do, and they're really going to need some cautions to get caught up. And I think the battle for that position, we'll go back and check it out right here. This is 25th and 26th, Lucas and Charles Stevens. I'm going to tell you right now, this will be a race within a race, as Lucas and Charles Stevens will be fighting for this lucky dog spot. Currently, Lucas has it, and Charles Stevens is going to need it. And Stephon Davis as well. So this puts these guys in a real big hole. They're going to have to try maybe some pit strategy, stay out a little bit longer, something to try to make up that time. But right now, Lucas wants to stay out in front of the 88, as if a caution does come out, he will get the lucky dog. So really, really important race back here between these 3 drivers. Stephon Davis back here in that Coors Light number 60 machine. So yeah, a lot to kind of digest here in this race, but something to think about as we move forward. Up front, though, it is still Tracy Passons, and Garrett Kinder starting to creep up on the back bumper of that 53 machine. Going to the high side, you can already see the steering wheel, a lot of counter steer on throttle. You see the run, then he gets down the back straightaway, a huge run into turn 3. He's really making up a lot of time. That gives him what he needs to jump down to the bottom. You can see these guys are not really loving it. I mean, which is a good thing. They're definitely having to drive, and man, I gotta tell you, if I'm gonna put it in the hands of somebody, it's gonna be Garrett Kinder. Not able to do anything with that inside line. I think that high side will be come into play later in the run, but I think if you use it early, as always, it's going to burn your tires up, which is really a shame. But we'll see. We'll see. It sometimes this high line versus low line will surprise me, and this is such an odd sort of combo right now because they don't run this anymore. So how's the setup? Is the setup loose? Does it feel good? I mean, right now you can see Garrett really having to put a lot of wheel, but doesn't look loose off the corner, just like you're able to get on the throttle when you need to. Whenever you see him counter steer right here, that tape come back to the middle, that means he's getting a little bit loose. He's trying to save it from coming around, so it definitely looks like he is a little bit loose there, but able to hang on to it. It seems like there's enough grip to make it work. Now he's got the 5 of Andy Kurtz right behind him, as he is looking to the outside to try to retake that second position, as Garrett got close to the 53, but not able to get around him and starting to fall back now into the hands of Andy Kurtz and Michael Kostick, who have just been kind of sitting back here waiting. And here goes Andy. Andy around the outside is Garrett Kinder. And there he goes, right around the outside. Not much Garrett can do. Is that outside's becoming a factor here, as Garrett Kinder going to fall from second all the way to fourth. Good little battle here. We're expecting tire wear to be an issue. Now Jonathan Cofield looking maybe to get inside, but the top 6 all kind of separated themselves. And you kind of go back here to Alan Nash, but Aaron Adcock in the 17. He is up there on the outside. He's got Josh Lokovitz behind him. As they're working that top side here early. Aaron up 3 spots already. Lokovitz is up 4 spots. So those two really moving here early in this race. I think both these guys are pretty good in points. Just need to have some good finishes. Last week, just not great for them. I think Lokovitz was involved in quite a few incidents, but a good race tonight I think would be really good for these two fellas right here. But right now you can see sort of a middle upper, I mean, they kind of go back and forth. Aaron's been running the top. Now he's going to lose the position maybe to Lokovitz, who's looking down to the inside. Lokovitz decides to, you know what, I think I'll jump back in line and we'll race each other. But right behind him, you got Kyle Roberts and Travis Bieber battling it out for the 9th position. Travis in that Tide blue Tide ride in the 114 and the 35 of Kyle Roberts. And if you're watching in chat, please let me know how the audio is. If it's something that's too loud, too soft, worked on the audio just a little bit, so we definitely want to hear that feedback. It sounds good. Give me a little thumbs up. Let me know everything is good. Watching Kyle Roberts. Steve McDonald goes around him. Kyle kind of stuck up there on the outside now, as that outside line has really become the dominant line at the moment. It seems like the bottom is very, very difficult to make anything happen. Up front, though, Andy Kurtz has taken over the top spot. from Tracy Passons, who falls back to third. And now here comes Michael Kostick down to the inside, looking not quite able to do it just yet. But these two drivers seem to have a little extra here at the moment. You can see the 13 of Garrett Kendrick get real loose off of turn 2. But this is the battle for the lead. Kostick down on the inside. Is he going to have the run that he needs? I think Kurtz is going to have it off the top side, but man. Lord of mercy. There we go. See Kostick looking. Kurtz giving him a lane down at the bottom, but knowing that it's going to be incredibly difficult to pass there. So he's going to have to fall back in line and hope that he can get a run and try to make that bottom work. He's going to be persistent, going to keep trying that bottom line. He's got to go where the Andy Kurtz isn't. He's going to try to make the pass, but honestly, it's not that much pressure. I mean, he is honestly, he can drive down to the bottom. Kurtz is not pulling away, so he can keep saving his tires, and eventually Kurtz may have to lift, may have some sort of issue, and is able to get around him. So it's a pretty good little line, I think, for Kostick. Actually really impressive, because that's a pretty big brain move. So see Kurtz sort of settling in on that that top groove, and Kostick having to follow along, couldn't quite make that pass. We'll take you back just a second, and we'll take a look at the pass for the lead since we missed it. Let's see if we can do this. Let's take it back and check this out. Oh, we got another shot at the lead here. We'll stay here on this this little battle. We'll take a look at this real quick. Maybe we'll see exactly what maybe Kostick needs to do here. See, Kurtz just gets the run on the outside, and that's what he got to do. It's like Tracy Passons gives him the outside off the corner, and once you do that, it looks like that is your lunch meat once that happens. So that's how the pass for the lead happened right now. Kostick's trying a different angle. Eddie Kurtz really defending that top side, and actually been driving really hard down on the door of the 8. Not this time, but we've seen a couple laps where he has really been close. But these guys being respectful, giving each other plenty of room. You see Tracy get loose off the corner back there, but we got a side-by-side battle for the lead. Kostick far up as he's been all race long. The last few laps, he's going to slide up a little bit, maybe try to make Kurtz a little bit nervous. Kurtz going to have the run. It's going to continue to be side-by-side here on lap 23 of 100, coming to 24. And these guys have started to pull away a little bit, but now that they're battling side by side, that's going to bring this other pack right back to them. And I expect to see some really, really good racing. How hard are they really pushing right here? I don't really think that's the beauty of having multiple lanes that you can run in, is that neither one of these drivers really has to push too hard because they can use the whole track. But it looks like Kostick going to be able to slide up in front of him, and he definitely does. So Michael Kostick, your points leader, showing why he's on top of the board. You're likely going to be your regular season champion. Oh, my goodness, there's Stephon Davis down on the bottom. Well, I'll tell you what, with these, we'll take a look at the point standings real quick one more time. It's not live, but you can look there. Stephon Davis, Lucas Lyons there in those, in the 10th and 11th spot. And then you got Curtis Saubrin. All three of those drivers had penalties. So Charles Stevens, another one. I don't think James Nelson is here tonight. So you got somebody like Jeremiah Holt, Chuck Phelps, who could really take advantage of those penalties, because right now, Chuck Phelps, he's running in the 13th position. And the guys he's fighting for that top 10, Lucas Lyon, Charles Stevens, Curtis Saubrin, and Stephon Davis, they're all 2+ laps down from 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. So If you're Chuck Felch, you got to be feeling really, really good right now as you're running in the 13th spot. Try to get a good finish, make up as many points as you can, and take advantage of those penalties. I think it's a really great opportunity for Chuck to get into this top 10 for this final run to the championship. Just a 2-race playoff, but you know, it's going to be tight. 10 drivers. That is I think it's a high quality bunch if you make it in that top 10. But Chuck currently running the 13th spot, trying to continue to stop the bleeding a little bit. He has dropped some spots from where he started. He started in the 9th spot, currently running in 13th. But he's got a lot of drivers in front of him battling. You see the 6 of Tyler Rice and Mickey Isaac right in front of him. I mean, excuse me, Steve McDonald. So Chuck's got a lot of opportunity. Just be patient. Don't make any mistakes. I think that's the big thing here. You don't want to make a mistake. Give up that opportunity. You know, see some guys getting a little too racy. You think about what's on the line. Don't put yourself in a bad position. I mean, you can see right in front of him, there is a lot going on up here. You want to make sure you don't make a mistake. You don't want to go down pit road if we have green flag pit stops and slide through your box, have a penalty. All that stuff could be pretty catastrophic for Chuck. So he just needs to have a good, solid race, and we could be talking about him being a playoff driver next week at Rockingham, which I think could be well-deserved. Up here, man, look at this battle. Alan Nash, Tracy Passons, Andy Kurtz. Tracy and Garrett trying to stop the bleeding a little bit as they've fallen back a little bit from where they started. Alan Nash, though, on the move forward as he is battling side by side with his teammate. 27 looking pretty good. Tracy gonna have to check up a little bit right in front of Garrett Kinder, who gets really loose off of turn 2, has to save it. Anybody else's hands, that is he's donezo the clown. Oh man, look how loose that 13 is at the moment. He's got Tracy Passons behind him, but Garrett Kinder is really laying that thing out there, trying to hang on to it. Let's watch on board with Garrett Kinder here. He's going down to the corner. As soon as he gets on the throttle, there's counter steer, which means that thing is wanting to come around. He's having to put a lot of wheel until he makes a little bit of contact with Tracy. I mean, these guys, teammates, but hey, look, teammates has been going out the window for a while here, as these guys obviously not doing it on purpose, but they're racing each other hard. And when you race each other hard, you're going to make contact sometimes, and they're able to hang on to it. But you see, there's Aaron Adcock. Big mover so far. He is up to the 7th position. He watches this battle from that position as Garrett Kinder, Tracy Passons continue to battle with Travis Bieber right behind him, looking on as well. And some guys really moving forward, but right now, Tracy Passons, Garrett Kinder, both trying to stop the bleeding as they run side by side right in front of this little bunch. But last week, we saw teammates take each other out. Cofield leading. Lucas Lyons goes down on the white flag, gives him a little bump, spins him out, and those are teammates. So that tells you what kind of teammate racing we're doing out here. Now, Andy Kurtz has had some sort of problems. He is back in the 4th position. May have just burned those tires out. Last time by, he had run a 33.6. So, obviously, the handling starting to go away on that 5 machine as he falls back to the 4th spot. It led some laps as we got a first taker here on pit road. Travis Bieber brings that 114 machine down on pit road. Now the question is, can we make it on fuel from here, or do they have to make 2 more stops? Right now the fall off is over 2 seconds, so that's a pretty big fall off. So coming in early could make him up some spots. Will that bring everybody else down pit road, or will he kind of be on an island for a while? The big question usually is, can we make it? There's James Nelson. So I'm sorry, James. I said I didn't know if he was in the race, but he's going to try to take advantage of these tires and try to make up some spots. He's sitting there right on the bubbles. We'll take a look at that one more time. You can see James Nelson there in 13th. He is going to gain a lot of points here tonight and might be able to point himself in along with Chuck. Those two are going to be battling to try to get in the top 10. I think James Nelson's in the best spot right now If he can nail these pit stops, get out on the track, get himself a top 10, I think he's got a great shot at it. Currently coming off the pit road now. Now, will we see any of the leaders right now? Michael Kostick, Jonathan Cofield, your Bandits Motorsports duo, just a dynamic one at that. You know, I think they're, you know, I don't know if they knew each other until last season, but it seems like they got together, and obviously two really fast guys who have come together and made a team that is very, very hard to beat. I tell you, they are always up front, always battling for wins, and thought maybe we'd see them come down pit road, but they decided to stay out just one more time, but still got a lot of folks coming down pit road now. I mean, it is wide open. And to see all these guys coming down, getting 4 tires and fuel. And see the race off pit road. Green flag pit stops. It looks like we're back to normal here in the Hardline Transport Solutions Truck Series. And see everybody racing off pit road. And Travis, it's like Kyle Roberts being a little passive there coming off pit road. He's going to lose a couple spots as he was really taking it easy. And he's going to come out in front of Aaron Adcock, but they almost lost 2 spots there on the apron. Oh, he did lose 2 spots. Aaron was able to get around him, so. All right, Jonathan Cofield is going to take the lead. It's here they come down pit road. Michael Kostick brings that 8 machine. Pull a little fast one on his teammate. Oh, it's the 27. This Alan Nash going to go around on entry of pit road. The 27 going to half spin it. Not a great save, honestly. It could have been a lot worse, especially if you got around backwards and had to turn it around. But that is not what you want to do coming down for a green flag pit stop. He's going to lose a ton of time there in that 27 machine. That was very, very close to being disastrous. Luckily, no one else involved in that one. But everybody coming down pit road. Here comes your leader. Ooh, he is coming in hot. And brings the 58 down pit road. Aaron Adcock going to follow him along with Chuck Phelps. So the Po-Man bunch now coming down pit road. Do not want to see a caution right now. We want this thing to cycle out if at all possible. As we see those drivers coming down pit road. Currently, Cofield on pit road still has the lead as everybody else has come down to make their stop. So where is everything going to kind of... We'll see. Travis Bieber should be one of the closest ones to taking top spot. He comes across the start-finish line, and Cofield just now leaving. And so Travis Bieber will take over the top spot there. Great pit cycle. Now, he has been on the track for 6 laps, so those tires will quickly fade compared to others. So he will fall back, but a really great job of getting out front, doing that short pit. He's been doing that a lot. I can't say... It's not a bad idea, especially if you can run some laps and then get a caution. And everybody else come down pit road could give you some really good track position. He started there in the 11th position, now running first. And I think by the time everything cycles out, I mean, he will still be in the top 5, so a net game nonetheless. So here's your leader, but we'll go back here. Guys battling back for 4th, 5th, and 6th as they come off the pit road. James Nelson on the same tires as Travis Bieber. So he is going to get passed up by these newer tires as he starts to fall back a little bit. But another great job by James Nelson. That's what he's got to do. Got to get out front as, Curtis Sauberin gets a little out of shape coming down pit road, but able to hang on to it. Garrett Kinder, Steve McDonald. And it's almost, I mean, it's a breath of fresh air when you have some fall off like this. You go down pit road, you put 4 new tires on, it's just, you feel like a new man. And you got all this grip that you didn't have before. Everything's handling really, really good. But knowing that we might have 2 stops, you need to take care of it. You want to make sure you don't push too hard. Looks like we're going to have a long green flag runs. you want to be going in the right direction, not the wrong direction. As Steve McDonald just following Garrett Kinder here for 4th and 5th, with James Nelson starting to fall back just a little bit from this group into the hands of Tracy Passons. But McDonald, man, started 6th, running 5th. That's a pretty good run. So he is definitely picking up some tips from his Bandits teammates, who right now we got a battle for the lead as Travis Bieber tires 5 laps older than Kostick. Kostick obviously going to be a little bit faster, runs him down, and really without much effort at all, Michael Kostick is going to take over the lead here on lap 44. Coming to lap 45 here in the Hardline Transport Solutions Truck Series. What a great season it's been, and what a better way, I think, to finish off the regular season than to do it here at Legacy Atlanta. You know, I'm starting to warm up to the new Atlanta. I think it has some potential, especially as the tires start to wear out, or the track starts to wear out just a little bit, where they're not just so packed up, where handling tire wear might become an issue. Might make for an interesting race, I think. So, you know, I'm starting to warm up to it, but man, it's just something about this track in this version, this 2008 version, that's just legendary, man. A lot of good finishes. Just a great racetrack. So it's glad that we have a virtual version that we can come back and race. Pretty awesome. Go back here and check on Andy Kurtz, who's running up front. Now he's battling with Mickey Isaac and Kenneth Pack. This is all for 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. As they're about 5.8 seconds off of the lead at the moment. So Andy Kurtz running up front not too long ago, but now is all the way back in the 7th spot. I say all the way back. He is definitely behind the 8 ball from where he was. Tracy Passons as well. Now going back and checking on some of our you know, guys on the bubble. I mean, very frustrating race for Charles Stevens, as he is way back here still in this 26th position, and man, just frustrating to have that penalty. And it's, you know, it's going to be close. I mean, you got to fight it out. You got to go and do what you can do. Right now, Lucas Lyons 2 laps down. Charles is 3. So Lucas, Lucas is going to have, he's got all the benefits. Charles is actually a lap down from Lucas, about 10 seconds off of him. So Lucas is playing the game correctly. Unfortunately for Lucas, Mike Veith, Tommy Osborne, Jeremiah Holt are very, very close to going a lap down, and that will pretty much end their races. Lucas not going to be able to make up 2 laps if others have gone a lap down. Charles Stevens, Curtis Auburn, I mean, and I think Stephon Davis in the 60 has actually called it quits. So I think he might have had some sort of issue, but definitely has called it quits from this race. So likely his championship hopes are done. Very disappointed. I'm a big fan of Stephon Davis, so hate to see safe to see it end like that. But admin thought that he was a little bit too aggressive or something. I'm not really sure all the details of his particular issue, but hate to see him not be able to fight for a championship. But yeah, like I said, Charles Stevens, another one, just disappointed. Have that penalty, and really not really have a chance here tonight. It's really kind of taking them out of this one for sure. And that's a big blow to this championship race, to have guys right on the bubble behind the 8 ball. So definitely a big story here in this one. Checking out more battles. I mean, there's battles going on everywhere. But Mickey Isaac, Kenneth Pack, Tyler Rice all here clustered 8th, 9th, and 10th. And you can see just how many cars there are, as Mike Veith has gone a lap down. Tommy Osborne going a lap down now. And like I said, you know, for Lucas and Charles, that's possibly the worst thing that could happen. Is now it's going to take a miracle. And right now it looks like we're going to trend green flag for most of the race. But Kenneth Pack up 13 spots from where he started. Man, what a great run for him. You know, and this track's all about momentum. What you have to do is you have to keep the speed up. I mean, you can let off, you can save a little bit of tire, but you really have to get off the gas, get the truck set, get right back on it, full throttle all the way out. And we saw Garrett Kinder doing that where, you know, he's got the throttle matted all the way down, counter steering off the corner. Like he's trying to carry as much speed as he possibly can. That's the name of the game. If you lift, have to check up at all, hit the wall, you know, get a little bit too loose, it really, really is going to hurt your chances of making any passes. You can see Kenneth struggling to find an opportunity to make a pass out there. So, you know, especially on new tires, it seems like once the tires start to wear out, this becomes a little bit more racy. But you see, he really just doesn't have anywhere to go at the moment. I think he'll get a good run right here as Mickey looking to maybe try to make a move here on Steve McDonald. But you can see what these guys are dealing with. It's almost a very drafty type situation. Here comes Alan Nash down on the bottom trying to make a pass here on Kenneth Pack. Looking down to the inside, looks like Allen's going to have the inside track and the tires to do it. Allen's got a little bit fresher tires in this bunch, fresher than any of these guys. Andy Kurtz up in fifth is the only one that's got the same stint he does. So look at this battle. The little small draft pack back here is Allen really making that bottom lane work. Tyler Rice trying to follow him there, and you got Aaron Adcock there watching along. As this is a mess right here. Well, you can look at it two ways. It's either a mess or a great opportunity. And man, look at Aaron gonna take the opportunity idea as he gets a massive run there. And they're gonna maybe make it 3 wide. Decides against it. Gonna jump right behind Steve McDonald and take it to the outside. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you gotta either feel nervous or feel like, hey, this is an opportunity to make up 4 or 5 spots in a couple laps, and that's 2 for Aaron Adcock. Now he's looking to try to make it 3. He's going to jump down to the inside of Steve McDonald with a big run off of turn 4, and going to drive. Got him cleared. Let's see if he comes up in front of him. Not quite able to complete that pass just yet, but should be able to do it right here. And he does. So move Aaron Adcock up to the 9th position. Qualified in the top 10, continues to run in that position. This is where all the battling's going. This little group of drivers, man, there's some great battles all over the track, but this is really, really where it's at. Talking about your championship, your bubble drivers. I wish we had live points for you. Maybe one day we'll get it for you, but I mean, right now we're just working on assumptions. And with Lucas, Charles, Curtis, and Stefan there back 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. James Nelson up here in that 14th position. He has got a lot to gain right now. He is on the older tires with Travis Bieber, but is started 20th, currently running 14th, and is going to be about, I mean, that is about a, it's going to be in a 10-point swing, and we'll continue to bring these points up throughout the race so we can pay attention to it. James Nelson, you know, Stephon Davis there in the 10th spot. I mean, Nelson's, about 17 off, so he's going to need a little bit of help, but I think it's going to be pretty dang close. Once this thing is all said and done. And you see right there, I mean, Lucas not really able to gain too much because he's running back in 25th, so only 3 spots ahead of Stephon Davis. So James Nelson has a great opportunity here, and I wonder if we don't see him try some Hail Mary, a 2-tire at the end of the race, and we get a late race caution. Some different strategies just to try to get into that top 10 and gain as many spots as possible. I mean, he can definitely race himself into the top 10. And we'll see if he can get that done. I mean, that's going to be the story of the race outside of the actual race itself as far as the bubble drivers go. And right behind him is another guy trying to do the exact same thing as he is starting to run him down. He knows who he's racing. He's going to have to get up there and battle with James Nelson. Chuck in the same position. Gonna have to think about. Man, I really, really want to get up there and use some maybe strategy to get a really good finishing position. And they still have to make one more pit stop, so one more opportunity to make up spots or lose spots, depending on what you got going on. My goodness, I don't know what's going on right in front of them. That's a, who's that? I don't know who that is in the blue truck. Oh, it's Mike Veith. Got a little squirrely there off of turn number 2 and almost made contact there. Tyler Rice now to the inside of Steve McDonald, who's starting to fall back a little bit. Tyler, he is up 7 spots from where he started, man. I'd say this is a great track for Tyler Rice. He loves to run the top, loves to run the high line, keep the momentum up. Can't say I don't blame him. This is a great track for it. We'll see as he goes down to turn 1. He's going to run the top, going to run the bottom. We'll see what he does. My man. You don't quite run the wall like you do maybe a Kansas or a Homestead. You don't have to run up against the wall. I don't think it's any faster. I think it's more sketchy if you do that because there's bumps. The truck doesn't respond very well. It's not a smooth track, so trying to get it right against the wall. Not really sure you gain much up there here at this Legacy Atlanta. Tyler Rice inside the top 10. Right in front of them, Aaron Adcock continues to move forward. But right in front of him, Mickey Isaac. Look at Mickey Isaac right now from 18th to 8th. He is on the move as well. I would love to see a caution because I would love to see what some of these guys who have moved up through the field. Travis Beaver up 6 with that pit strategy. He's up in the top 5. Battling now with Garrett Kinder. Travis really trying to, oh my goodness, as he slides up in front of Garrett Kinder. Garrett gonna have to take evasive action. Actually gets a little bit loose. Almost disaster as Travis really took some liberties there. Very close call, but Travis doing a great job with that pit strategy. It has definitely worked out in his favor. But I would love to see a caution just to see what Mickey Isaac, Kenneth Pack, Tyler Rice, Aaron Adcock, Travis Beaver, what they could do on equal tires. Could they make something happen? And look at that, Garrett Kinder getting extremely loose off the corner. That steering wheel is all over the place. There's not a whole lot of room for error. I'll look down to the inside there, trying to gas it up. The truck started to sail. The front end got a little tight. Not quite able to use the gas like he needed to. Gonna try again. James Nelson has come down pit road to make his final stop. Just keeping an eye on that. Brandon Wallace, Greg Barnett coming down pit roads. We continue to watch this battle between Kinder and Beaver. Kinder wants to get by and feels like he's a little bit faster. He's got 4-lap pressure tires, put a lot of pressure on that 114. Just not quite able to make that bottom side work just yet. You see just how loose he scrubbed so much speed off the bottom. He does get beside him though. We'll see if he can keep that going. He's going to dive it down into the corner and probably try to slide up in front of him. Can he do it? Going to return the favor here. Sure does. And Travis Beaver knew it was coming and actually backed off a little bit. I think that's smart, as you knew that Garrett Kinder was going to return that favor of that slider from earlier. So Garrett Kinder back up into the 4th spot where he started. Had a tough go here at the beginning. Here comes Travis Beaver. Andy Kurtz both coming down pit road to make what should be their final stop. Gonna pit a little bit early, but I think if they're gonna have any chance of running down these Bandit boys, these BK guys are gonna have to come down pit road and get some tires early and try to undercut them the best that they can. But I expect to see this time, I think the first time you can stay out a little bit longer, but I think this time we're gonna see Costic Cofield probably come down in the next couple laps, I would imagine. No point in waiting much longer. You would like to wait out of caution, but at this point, not really sure. Now, one thing to talk about, Cofield, he's right there on the bubble as well. So any kind of disaster tonight could be big trouble. Now, he's lucky that he is sitting 9th in points. As you see, Kostick going to come down pit road, but Cofield's sitting 9th in points. He does not have a safety blanket of those wins. Wins do not get you in here. So any disaster, catastrophe could be pretty detrimental to his championship run. So Cofield needs to be smart. He doesn't have to win the race, but if he finishes, like he is right now, he'll be fine. But, I mean, any kind of disaster could allow somebody to jump up there and maybe get at least close. So gonna do what he can to avoid any kind of disaster. Here he comes down pit road. He's been aggressive with that pit road entry all race long, but does get down just fine. Here comes Aaron Adcock. Makes the commitment cone, gets down to pit speed, so he brings that number 17 machine down pit road to make his final stop, as Kyle Roberts gonna assume the lead here on lap 73. Oh, excuse me. You can see the difference of new tires. Brandon Wallace there in that 99 machine goes around Kyle. Kyle running a 33.5. Those guys on brand new tires, 31.5. So 2 seconds faster a lap on those new set of tires. Somebody that we haven't really talked too much about, but man, look out for him, Brandon Wallace. Brandon has had a pretty good race so far. Started 15th, currently running in 10th. He's looking to the inside of the 26th. Let's not for position. But Brandon Wallace having a great run in the top 10. That's a pretty solid day for the 99 machine. Already made his final pit stop, so he can only look forward. Got Alan Nash there headed to him, but he's got a lot of drivers that could possibly run him down, but right now looking pretty good with just 25 laps to go. I mean, he's in a really good spot. James Nelson up there ahead of him, got 2 lap older tires, should be able to run him down, but Brandon having a really good night. Talking about James Nelson, man, there he is again, making the right calls. Gonna inherit the 7th position now that Kyle Roberts has come back down pit road. So James Nelson, I gotta say, I'm gonna be interested to see how the points shake out. Would love to talk to him after the race if he's in Discord, because I think he knows the situation and knows what's going on. And I mean, he's playing this strategy perfectly, trying to get himself up front. If he can finish close to where he is now, especially in the top 10, that will be a massive gain for him. And late race caution, maybe take 2 tires, go for a Hail Mary. But it's going to be close. James probably going to need a little bit more to get past Stephon Davis right now. Needs probably 2 or 3 more spots to get that bubble position, with Stephon being in 28th, going to finish there, and James in 7th. So it's not quite enough. He needs about 2 or 3 more spots, but he's doing everything right so far. Up front, it is the number 8 of Michael Kostick. That Jack Daniels number 8's been fast all season long, and tonight he has definitely been one of the 2 fastest drivers. I mean, Cofield has been right there with him. Cofield's about a second back, so with about 20 laps to go, we're going to see a little bit of race here, as Kostick did come down 1 lap earlier, so he had that little 1 lap extra and was able to make use of it. So right now, if you look at your scoring pylon, you see Cofield there with 9/10 back from the leader, and you see Andy Kurtz way back there. So it's going to be, oh my goodness, as teammates again, as Cofield I don't know what happened there, but makes contact with the wall, and that's going to really kill his opportunity to get up there and take the win, as he's got damage to the side of that 58 machine, as I don't know if Lucas was trying to get out of the way or what was going on, but let's go back and look at that real quick if we can. I don't know what happened to Lucas. You see him really slow there. And when it come off the corner, look at the 58. Just plows it in the wall, having to avoid him. Go back and see. I mean, it looks like Lucas just letting folks go. I mean, he's just so far off the pace. I'm not really sure. I think he's trying some no-tire strategy. And look right there. I mean, Cofield just wasn't expecting it. And Cofield hard into the wall. One more time. I think Lucas may have come down pit road and only taken fuel or something because he's so far off pace. Look at this, and I don't think Cofield knew exactly where to go and just made a late race move and gets into the wall. I mean, that's not an insignificant hit at all. So now Cofield back to 3 seconds, the gap between him and Michael Kostick. So you know, two races in a row that Cofield and Lucas have had some sort of issue, and it's been, you know, I wouldn't say Cofield's on the losing end. He's running second right now, but he definitely was running down the leader, and that hurt his chances to get up there and battle for the win. You know, Lucas very much out of this thing at this point. I think after that he called it quits, so Lucas is out of this thing. So if you're James Nelson, he's back here running in the 12th spot, and he is, whew, Lord of mercy, look at this cluster of drivers right here. This is some tight racing. James, those older tires really struggling at this moment. He's losing a lot of spots all the way back to 13th spot, but a great effort. Could have got a caution, may have worked out, but it looks like he's going to settle outside the 15th position. This is all said and done. But well, that changes a lot of things. Right now is Michael Kostick out front by 3.3 seconds now, as he's now got a comfortable lead. Doesn't really have to worry about it too much. And unless we get a caution, I believe that number 8 is going to sail to victory, as Andy Kurtz is about 7 seconds back. Travis Bieber 9.5 seconds back, with Mickey Isaac 12. So Kostick, no real threats right now, but we'll go back to this battle. This is for 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th, as you got Tracy Passons, Brandon Wallace, Garrett Kinder, and Tyler Rice. 3 wide here on lap 84. These guys are not. So, and Garrett Kinder's going to get to the wall. Tyler Rice really having to check up to try to avoid it, but Garrett Kinder gets a little bit close to the wall. And Icarus he flew too close to the sun for sure, and he's going to fall back to 12th, but not going to let that stop. He's going to go right back after him. If you're in the 13, you know, and if you're a fan of the 13, you know he's not going to give up. He's out here to race and have a good time. Look at him up against the wall, still getting into it. Tyler Rice going to go up, take his line away in 3 and 4. Garrett now going to go to the inside as they race off a turn 4. What a great battle. I mean, this is what we expect out of the Rebels Truck Series. You see that velocity spray paint, almost graffiti-like. Whoop. Cameraman is drunk at the moment, as Kinder not able to get around that number 6 machine, but going to fall back into the 12th position. Oh, it was Tyler Rice. Actually blinks out for just a second. And get a report. But Lucas ran out of gas there. That's why he was so slow. He ran out of gas there on track, trying to pray to get a caution, and runs out of gas. and that's why he was slow there on the track. But man, look at this battle. This is continuing to go on. Right in front, we got a nice battle between Tracy and Kenneth, but I want to stay right here and see if anybody can make this pass between Garrett and Tyler. Watch this battle from the back end of Brandon Wallace. Oh! Garrett, a little overreaction, I think, or maybe it was net code from his end, because he definitely didn't make contact with the 13. I don't know if the 13 was just a little bit nervous, got a little bit loose or what, or maybe on his side, some net code, we saw Tyler blinking a little bit, might have looked a little bit differently. But man, Tyler having a good time up here on the top line. Got Garrett Kinder right behind him, battling for that top 10 position. Trying to run down Brandon Wallace. They've been fighting each other so much. Brandon kind of scooted away a little bit, but now they're able to get the momentum up, get back after him. Just 10 laps to go. You don't have any time to wait around. Here comes Tyler Wright. He's going to look down to the inside. Actually lifts. Interesting. Lifts and does not jump down to the inside. I think he's nervous that if he goes down to the inside, he's going to lose the momentum, and the 13 is going to keep it wound up on the outside, and he doesn't want to lose that spot. So that's smart driving, I think, for Tyler. You think, well, he had a run. Why not go to the inside? Well, we haven't seen that inside work very well. He wants to make the pass on the outside if he can. Oh, it makes a little bit of contact there. This battle continues on. Michael Costa continues to extend his lead out to 4 seconds now over Jonathan Cofield, who's obviously nursing that truck to the end of this thing with only 8 laps to go. Continue to watch the show back here from 10th, 11th, and 12th. They're drawing in some more drivers. Steve McDonald, Chuck Feltz are catching up here. Here we go, Chuck Feltz now. Get to the back bumper, Steve McDonald. Chuck's gonna have the freshest tires out of the bunch. Trying to make it work on the bottom. You see, not able to do it, has to lift off the corner. Steve got a big run. Actually kind of came down as Garrett Kinder gets in the wall right in front of him. But Steve McDonald really put the pressure there on the 75 machine, not allowing him to get the run there on the bottom and use the whole track. So now I have to reset and go back after it. But this is a 5-6 car battle at the end of this race. Steve McDonald gonna get to the outside of Garrett Kinder. Garrett either has a little bit too much damage or those tires are toast, one of the two. Chuck Felt's gonna look on, deciding which lane do I go to, where do I go. He's gonna choose the outside. That outside has been rolling really well, actually lifts there. Gets a little bit nervous, not really sure where he wants to go. Gonna stay up there on the outside, actually has to lift there off the corner, and Garrett gonna jump up in front of him and hold him down. Now he's gonna have to jump down to the inside and try to make a move there on the bottom. Garrett, while he's struggling, getting up to the outside should allow him to fend a lot better. So Chuck really gonna have to fight here. And no, it looks like Garrett Kinder has that 13 that's been used up, as he is gonna fall back to 14th now, as Chuck gonna take over that 13th spot. And I mean, right now Chuck doing everything he needs to do. It's a great run by Chuck to try to get. He still has the opportunity, even with 5 laps to go, to maybe get up here and get this top 10. So he's got to be aggressive, as this is a potential bubble spot, depending on how the points turn out. I don't think we'll have final points. We might have final points. We'll wait till after the race to see if we can finalize it. We'll get with Matt Clement, our Rebels truck admin to see if the points are final, and we'll give you that before we end this thing and maybe talk to a driver that snuck in there. But right now, Chuck in the 12th spot. He's doing everything he can. He's still got some more spots to go get. Go get him, Chuck. Oh, it's Garrett Kinder through the grass. No caution. We stayed green as he's able to keep the thing rolling. But the 13. Oh, he's going to get loose again. Hangs on to it. Oh, boy. There's James Nelson. He does not want to be a part of anything. But, man, Garrett Kinder hangs on to it. That is the worst time to have something like that happen. And I know some people were hoping for a caution there, but hey, that 13 is just too good. He goes through the grass. Does a little jump there at the end like he's doing motocross and gets back out there on the track. Back to this battle. Kostick still with a 4.1 second lead over Jonathan Cofield. No mistakes from that machine as we watch Chuck Phelps now go to the inside of Brandon Wallace for the 11th spot. We'll take a look at these points. One more, just give you an idea. Chuck, right there, he was only 1 point behind James Nelson, so he is in the catbird seat if the points work out. You see, he needed about 18 points, so not quite enough to make it up in 11th. He would have to be, but he'd have to win the damn race, it looks like. So, but Chuck doing everything he can, and we'll get that those official standings once this thing's over. It's going to be tight. I mean, I wish I had some actual live points because it would be pretty awesome. But white flag is out for Michael Kostick. He's down the backstretch, 4.3 second lead into turn 3. Off of turn 4, got some lap traffic, but Michael Kostick is going to take the checkered flag, and he is going to win here at Old Atlanta. Jonathan Cofield comes home in second. Andy Kurtz in third. Travis Bieber in fourth. And Mickey Isaac in the 5th position. Off of turn 4, we got a battle between Kenneth Pack and Tyler Rice. Tyler Rice is going to get the run off the corner, and he is going to take that spot. So give night to Tyler Rice. Chuck Phelps going to come home in 10th position as the Rebels Rumble starts here after the checkered flag. Chuck Phelps, what a great run by him. Did everything he needed to do. I think he's going to come up short of the playoffs, but we'll see once the point standings are complete. But he did everything he needed to do. Started ninth, finished 11th. Great run for him. You know, frustrating for those guys who had the penalty. That really took them out of this race. Lucas Lyons in 27th, Stephon Davis in 28th. I mean, it's likely, it's still possible that they hold on to that top spot, just depending on how that goes. As we see all kinds of extracurricular stuff going on. It's all in good fun. If you're wondering what the heck's going on, it's not people mad at each other. It's something that the Rebels has done forever after the race. Just let off some steam, go find your buddy, spin him out, damage his truck, give him something to fix. Something they've always done. It's all in good fun. Well, man, what a great race. Atlanta, Old Atlanta, definitely always seems to really make it work and put on some really, really good racing. Let's take a look at the results, see where everybody finished. As we'll kind of linger around, try to wait and see if we can find some point standings and see who might end up in the top 10. Maybe get an unofficial, if not official, results here towards the end of this thing. 0 cautions, 8 lead changes. I mean, just impressive turnaround from last week. And of course, it makes sense. New Hampshire can't pass. Old Atlanta, plenty of opportunity to pass. Move that truck all over the track. We've seen guys really hanging it out, trying to make it work. And no surprise. I think the admin team could probably pat themselves on the back and said, yeah, we did what we needed to do. we set them straight, and that's what happens. 0 cautions, but and I think they can take that credit if they want. But I think it's also just the way the track is. New Hampshire just couldn't pass. It was so frustrating, and so Atlanta definitely a different story. And maybe something the admins think about when they pick the tracks they're going to race at for next season. So it's a great way to go back and look and say which one was our worst races. Let's just not go to that track. And I think that's always possible. Michael Kosick, Jonathan Cofield, Andy Kurtz going to be your top 3. Travis Bieber takes home the 4th spot. Mickey Isaac there in 5th place. Alan Nash going to be in 6th. Aaron Adcock in 7th. Tracy Patson's in 8th. Tyler Rice 9th. And Kenneth Pack in that 10th position. 11th going to be Chuck Phelps. Brandon Wallace in 12th. 13th going to be Steve McDonald. 14th Brett Bieber. 15th going to be James Nelson with a great run. Garrett Kender falls back to 16th. Kyle Robertson 17th. Matt Clement in 18th. Josh Lukovitz in 19th. Alex V rounds out your top 20. 21st going to be Jeremiah Holt. Tommy Osborne in 22nd. 23rd going to be Mike Veith. Greg Barnett in 24th. Charles Stevens in 25th. 26th Curtis Sauber and Lucas Lyons. And Stephon Davis 27th. 28th and Gary Wright. He don't know if he ran any laps here, so a lot to talk about. Interested to see how this plays out, how the old points system is going to play out here. But we'll definitely see how that shakes up here. All right, well, let's get some drivers in here and let's talk to them if we can. We're gonna get Andy Kurtz in here in just a second, and we'll see what his thoughts are on the race as we'll get Andy in here right now. Andy Kurtz, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up, man?
Well, not too much, man. I mean, what a difference this week from last week. 17 cautions, 0 cautions. And I don't know if it's admins putting their foot down or just the fact that the track is just so much more fun, so much more racy. You had a great race. You started up in the 3rd position. You finished 3rd. You led some laps. Well, of course, I think you love this track, but tell me, what was it like out there? What were you struggling with? And maybe what extra did you need there to catch those Bandit boys?
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely love this track, and had a lot of fun. And awesome, it went green the whole race. So yeah, that first run, I was really just trying to figure it out. I burned my stuff up real bad, and fell off last couple laps of that run, and I think I was a lot better the 2nd run and 3rd run. But yeah, just trying to learn, and had a lot of fun racing with Kostic. Led a couple laps and had a good battle with him, but just like I said, just burned my stuff up a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd love to maybe give it another go after running 100 laps and having some practice there, and like I said, learned a lot driving behind them. So yeah, I just think it came down to trying to save tires a little bit better. So but yeah, all in all, good race for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we saw you get up there and you were battling with the lead, and then all of a sudden you kind of fell back to 5th. Did you make a mistake? I couldn't really figure out what happened, or was it just the tire fall off? You think it was? It seemed like you were running the bottom most of the race and just using the top, sparingly. But do you think it was just the tire was so aggressive that if you got up top at all, it was going to put you behind, or kind of what was the idea there? Was it just you using the throttle to push a little bit too hard, or was it really just trying to manage? Do you run the top, the bottom? What was really the key there to try to save the tire, do you think?
Yeah, I mean the truck was pretty tight. It was it definitely wasn't loose, and you couldn't really drive off the turn. The way that maybe you typically can at Atlanta. And the truck was really, really aero tight, which caught me by surprise a couple of times. You probably saw me get in the wall every now and then. And I think there's a lap car that I was just racing with that first run, I think, and I got super aero tight underneath them and just had to slam on my brakes so I didn't wreck them. So yeah, it just caught me by surprise. And but yeah, so that was definitely not helping the tight feel and wearing out the tires. But Yeah, I think running the bottom was probably the best. That's what I saw. Caustic was running the bottom the whole run, like he typically does, and just trying to learn from him and try doing that second and third run, and definitely not wear my tires out nearly as much as that first one.
Well, I mean, it's still a good race. Would love to have seen what a caution could have brought. But you know what? I think we used up all our cautions last week, so they didn't have any to give out this week. I mean, Garrett Kendall went flying through the infield, did a little jump in the middle on the grass up on the front stretch, but no caution.
I missed
So
that.
yeah, it pretty exciting, but it seemed like maybe the yellow flag was missing from the stand here tonight for maybe good reason. But man, congratulations on your third place finish. I mean, you're gonna finish second in the points with those 2 wins. I mean, it's been a great season for you so far, but Michael Kostick has been sort of the man to beat this season.
Yep,
And you got
sure.
Cofield going to make it into the playoffs. I mean, you got to really. I mean, it's going to be a fight these final 2 races. Talk a little bit about Rockingham and the 2 race playoff. I mean, it's really anybody's game. You could say the most consistent might be Michael Kostick, but with a 2 race playoff, that really doesn't play into his hands. So, kind of, how do you attack that? What's your thoughts going into the next 2 races?
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be tough to beat. Caustic, no doubt, has been, I think the best driver out there pretty much every single week, no matter the track, what type of track. So he's going to be really tough to beat. Cofield, of course, too. I feel like every Sunday it's Cofield and Caustic, and then me trying to chase him down and just watching them drive away. So yeah, Rockingham, I know they're really good at. I have no idea if I'm good there or not. Texas, I don't know if that's New Texas or Old Texas, but either way, that one's hit or miss. So Charlotte, though, I think will be really good. I like Charlotte a lot, mile and a half. So yeah, I don't know. I think if I can make it to the final 5, it'll be a good fight. So yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be one of them two, though, for sure, to beat.
Well, man, congratulations on a great season. Looking forward to the way this is going to end out and play out. So, congratulations on another great finish. Third place. Who you got to thank here tonight?
Yeah, man. Thank you as always, putting on awesome broadcast for us every week. And yeah, just want to thank everyone in Rebels, Matt, Brandon, for putting on, awesome racing for us, putting up with us, and just having a lot of fun with them. Everyone who races here.
All right. Well, there you have it. Your second place, I almost called you the winner, Andy, but
that'd be all right. That's
third
cool.
place. I'm gonna get it right. Third place finisher, Andy Kurtz. Had a great run tonight. Let's get your second place finisher, Jonathan Cofield, into the booth. Jonathan, man, a great run out of you. You had a different idea tonight. You're right there on the bubble. You had the guys right on the bubble have a lot of trouble, having those EOLs, not really being in this thing. So your idea was what tonight?
Just to get out there and get a good finish. I like this track. I was kind of hoping for a top 5, and that's what I got. Just try to qualify up front and stay out of everybody's way.
Well, and you did that. I mean, you're up there battling for the lead. I think, for most of the race, you're able to scoot up through there, get up to the front early, especially on that long run. You come down pit road with your teammate, and you and him seem to be pretty, pretty close as far as speed wise. And he undercuts you there on that last pit stop, and you come out with about a second, and then had to dodge a car that actually ran out of gas. And got a little bit of damage. And I'm just curious, did that damage have any effect? I mean, you lost a lot of time when you hit the wall, but how much effect did it have on that truck after that contact with the wall?
It kind of killed the truck, but I was able to. I couldn't run Cost it down, but I was able to keep Andy and everybody else behind me. So it was kind of a medium. It didn't hurt it a lot. It kind of hurt the speed. Lucas run out of gas. I guess he couldn't come over comms or whatever it was. I don't know what was going on there. He was kind of in the middle of the track trying to get down. So the only thing I could do was go high, and the wall happened to be there. So, but yeah, the first pit stop I slid through my pit box. So that second one I kind of got in there a little slow. So, but yeah, it was a great run. Been nice if I could get up there and run with Caustic. I think we was kind of on the same level.
Well, not able to get up there and battle for the win, but you were able to battle your way into the playoffs. I mean, you you had 3 wins, but you missed quite a few races, and wins don't get you in. So you had to battle a little bit here. The second half of the season, actually, you actually took off from the ARCA series just to kind of focus on this. You're able to, you got in. I mean, you're in by about 30 points, which is, well done. Now first thing's done, which is get in the playoffs. You're able to do that. Now looking forward to Rockingham and Texas. You got to feel good about your chances.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Texas will be. It'd be kind of like be like this place. Rockingham, that'd be a real good race. Probably have some cautions in that one, but just gonna stay out of trouble and try to make it to the end.
All right. Well, man, thank you so much for waiting, and thank you so much for a great job for finishing second tonight and getting into the playoffs. Who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Oh yeah, definitely VSRN man, and the broadcast you put on. I heard somebody come in our chat said it looks pretty dang awesome, man. So I'm finna go watch that. And I want to thank Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, Cofield Supply and Service as always, SM Racing Products, Sim Shop, all my teammates at Bandits, and everybody that makes this league go round.
All right, but there you have it. Second place finisher, Jonathan Cofield, and patiently waiting. And I definitely think I need to change how I do interviews and bring the winner in first, because the winner always gets penalized for winning. He has to wait longest. So congratulations, Caustic, for winning yet another race. That brings your total up to 3. Man, congratulations. You're the regular season champ. What does that mean to you? Does it mean anything when you only have a 2-race playoff?
Well, it depends on how the points work out. I think everyone's going to kind of start even in the beginning of the playoffs. So, just decent season. Ran pretty consistent. Had fun.
Well, talk about tonight, man. Your race, you started off, right there in second, and you were able to get up front, take an early lead. Cofield was right behind you most of the race, but I mean, just like and you're going to take offense to this, and I don't mean for you to, but it just is the way it is. When you win, it's boring because you are just that good, and I mean it in the best possible way. It's like a Martin Truex Jr. type racing. When you're on, you're on, and tonight was another example of that where Cofield could get to you, a little bit, but you had the strategy just right, and nobody could really touch you. That kind of momentum you've had all season long, and now with just 2 races kind of negates that, but you still got to feel really good about your chances. I mean, Rockingham, Texas, those are pretty good tracks, but I mean, what was your plan tonight? Go out there and just do what you did, which is get up front and dominate, but were you concerned with your teammate at all? I mean, what was the track like? What was it, the truck and this combo like for you tonight?
I mean, yeah, you always kind of got to be concerned with Cofield. He's fast everywhere, so you can never really be kind of at ease whenever he's running you down from the back. But yeah, I mean the setup was a little loose, so that was more my style. I kind of like a looser setup. The track, Atlanta in the trucks, it's kind of hard to get a second groove going, so you kind of just save tires on the bottom, and usually it's keeping the right front cooled down, but tonight seemed to slide the right rear off of 2 and drive completely different around 3 and 4. So it made saving tires a little trickier than usual, but yeah, I mean, just kind of wrap the bottom, be patient, and hope there's no cautions.
Yeah, well, and we saw that early. You were just really patient, trying to get around any curves, just running the bottom, allowing him to run the top, and it eventually worked out in your favor. So, I mean, I'm not going to keep you forever. You've been patient waiting on us to get done, but talk a little bit about Rockingham and Texas. Where are you on those 2 tracks? Do you feel like you're going to be pretty good at those? Are you nervous about either one of them? What's the feeling for Caustic?
I mean, Rockingham's one of them tracks where you kind of don't know how the race is going to play out. I haven't ran too many races there, so I'm not sure how I'll run, but yeah, it's just whether it's going to drive like a shorter track or more like a mile and a half on caution wise and incidents. But I think should play out pretty decent. Kind of got to take care of the tires there, so I feel like that's in my wheelhouse a little bit. Texas, on the other hand, never really been a huge fan of that place, but we'll go out there and just try to run good and keep it clean and try to make the championship race.
All right, well, there you go. Well, and I'll take you at Charlotte for sure. So if Cossack makes it to the end, I got him at Charlotte. He's definitely going to be my pick. But man, great run tonight. Another great win. Brings your total to 3. You tie your teammate Jonathan Cofield on the season, and you take the regular season champion. So congratulations, man. Who you got to thank? Any sponsors? Shout outs.
Thank you for doing the broadcast, VSRN. Matt for the work he puts in the series, and all the other admins, Hardline Transport Solutions, Cofield Asphalt Refinishing, my teammates at Bandits.
All right, well, there you have it. Michael Cossack, your winner here tonight at Old Atlanta, as he takes home the top spot, and just an amazing race. Well, here it is. We're done with the regular season, so we're going to set the field again for the playoffs. 2-race playoff. Whew. Set the final 5 to race at Charlotte. So 10 drivers going to make it in. Well, guess who they are? I got them right here. Michael Cossack, he is your regular season champion. Andy Kurt's going to take the 2nd spot. Aaron Adcock, Tracy Passons, Brandon Wallace going to be your top 5 to make it in. Mickey Isaac, Brett Bieber, Charles Stevens Jr. able to make it in. He's going to be 8th. Jonathan Cofield in 9th. And wouldn't you believe it, Stephon Davis, who finished last here tonight with that penalty, able to sneak into the playoffs. Hung on to that 10th position by, wouldn't you believe it, 1 point over Chuck Phelps. Stephon Davis, 334 points. Chuck Phelps, 333. So 1 point different. That's 1 spot for Chuck Phelps. He comes home in 11th. That 1 spot might have been the difference. So, still a hard-fought race. A great job by Chuck to try to take advantage of the situation and get himself up there. But congratulations to the top 10. I think Stephon Davis has definitely been a deserving playoff driver, and looking forward to seeing what he can do and all the other playoff drivers. So, going to be a good one, y'all. It's going to be a lot of fun. Want to thank Flexible Freight Solutions for the post-race show. Andy Kurt's Hard Luck Award winner. It's definitely going to go to Lucas Lyons, Stephon Davis, Curtis Auburn, and Charles Stevens. Just unlucky, I guess. I don't know if it's luck or not, but it definitely feels like hard luck to me. No cautions here tonight after 17 last week, and they end up finishing multiple laps down. Nothing really they can do. As far as the hard charger goes, well, heck, that goes to Mickey Isaac, who, 18th to 5th. That shows why he's in the playoffs. He's in 6th. He's going to be racing for a championship. That's a championship-type run out of Mickey. Not qualifying well, but able to get it done. Well, all right, guys. Well, that's it. That's all I got. We will see y'all next week as we get ready to do some playoff racing. We're going to go to Rockingham, and boy, that is going to be a show. I expect to see some really, really good. I think it's going to be really awesome. So we'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all very much. Y'all have a good night.